The Beer Brothers is a comedy podcast where two dumb babies related by blood grew up and now review beers for you, the people. You can drink along if you'd like, but maybe don't do it in your car on the way to work. Drink responsibly. At home. In the dark.
Live.
Oh, we're here. Sorry, I don't know what I was doing.
Cody took a nap.
I was sleeping, and it was a great time. Had a great time sleeping.
I had a real good wet dream.
Okay. How did you know what I was dreaming?
I have no response for that.
No response. It is episode
17. Cody can't count.
No, I just forget week to week. I don't know. I know it's like 1 week after the next. What's the next number? You should know the next number.
So yeah, you can't count.
There's a lot that goes on in my brain between weeks, okay? And so I just am like, what is it? Oh, 7. Okay, all right, 17. Here we are. I'm Cody.
I'm Micah.
And damn it, we're here again. Okay.
This is the Beer Brothers.
This is the beer.
This is the Beer Brothers.
We made it again. All right, so we need to talk about how you, your bladder control during your hockey games. I know you have a really weak bladder, tend to piss yourself a lot.
Yeah, if I get touched, I pee all over the ice.
It's
Actually it's a defense tactic that I use to throw the opponent off.
It's fair.
And make, sometimes like the puck will get stuck in a little wet spot, which means that
you gotta heat it up.
Yeah, well, yes. So
it's frozen.
I'll make a little pee puddle, and then the puck will get stuck there, and then I take it and I.
That's why your team's undefeated.
Yeah, that's
they
why.
Get sick of smelling you like a homeless man.
We're not undefeated, but it's fine. We're not.
What?
We haven't lost a regulation.
Oh, okay.
Since last year. Because I use my P technique. It's the Mickey P technique. That's how it's what I
didn't know if you used one of those Stadium Pals. You seen those?
Mm-mm.
Stadium Pal is literally a personal...
like a catheter?
Yeah, but it's not like that. Like, it just kind of fits... Like, you get fitted for it. Look it up if you don't know what this is.
Fits on my wiener?
Yeah, it just goes around and, like, hangs on there, and there's, like, a tube, and you got a little pack on your calf. And it just... fills the pack, and then when you're ready to empty the pack, there's like a lever at the bottom of the pack. So you just go to the bathroom, put your foot up on the toilet, and just let it all out. For those long games.
I just piss on the ice.
Oh, I just take care of it that way.
Yeah, it just pee on it. It's fine. They don't care.
That would come in handy though.
Yeah, if I wanted to like weaponize the pee a little more directly, yes, and not have it just be like a loose thing. You
just jab the Stadium Pal with your skate and then spin around circles and just yeah, there it is. Ruin the ice. Okay, first topic of the day. This is a
we gotta get the first beer.
Oh, let's go to the first beer. Sorry
let's
about
do the
that,
first
guys.
beer. Let's do that first.
What?
God, dude. Our first beer of the day is from Terrapin Beer Company out of Athens, Georgia.
Woo woo.
This is the Recreation Ale Session IPA, which Session IPAs are great for the summer, for those who love the hops. But you don't want a heavy-ass drink in that hot sun that you've been sitting in all day and sweating in.
Yeah.
So, their description on their can says, wrap your hand around a can of our Recreation Ale and explore what outside life has to offer. This hopped up Session IPA is specially formulated to accompany you on all of your outdoor activities. Pack in this flavorful ale and pack out the memories while enjoying this quaffable brew. Taste the great outdoors. And then they have a description of, like a definition of Recreation Ale. It's an adjective.
Okay.
Of or pertaining to the action of unplugging to venture into the great outdoors where your smartphone can't access the internet, but you can connect with this hopped up session IPA.
So
Okay, that was fun, I guess.
are you connecting with the beer or the outdoors?
Both. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what's
You drink
happening.
it, and then you pee,
Yeah.
and you're connected. You and nature, you're one now.
Yes.
Yes.
Plugged in.
This is our yearly piss episode, and this is all we talk about.
Here we are. Woo!
Hope you love
The
it.
golden shower episode.
Hope
We
you're
made
into
it.
pee jokes, because that's all you're getting today.
Oh, man. I like how at the top they give you suggestions. Partake, bike, camp, paddle,
Okay.
hike. It's on there,
I
too.
like partake is just drink it.
Yeah, you could just have it.
Well, let's get into the tasting notes.
Ah, yes. Okay. It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
What I've noticed about these session IPAs, I think this is the second one we've done,
Yes.
is that most IPAs are really floral, they're really hoppy, like hop forward.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that. Sorry. This is not that, so it's also it kind of takes away from it a little bit. You're like, I don't know, it's kind of watered down. Is like half of what I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. It's good.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point. Most session ales
Right.
are meant to be enjoyed in quantities that are outside of just one or two. Like,
Right.
that's the idea, is that you can drink several if you wanted to. They don't feel heavy. They are kind of, in a sense, like a watered down IPA. But I really enjoy them because you're not, especially for if you get somebody who maybe they like a little bit of hop but not a ton, this is perfect. If you're not a huge hop drinker, or like I was saying, if you really enjoy hops but maybe you're not looking for something so heavy during the summertime,
Right.
these session IPAs are kind of perfect for that. This one's got a lot of citrus forward on it. Like there's a good chunk of citrus like on the front end of that mixed in with that hoppiness. It is really smooth. It's got a great golden color. It's a little hazy.
Just slightly. You can almost
Yeah.
see through it.
Yeah, it's hazy enough to be considered
Foggy, we'll call it.
There we
maybe.
go, foggy.
It would be good at like a campfire. In the day,
Oh, yeah.
you've been hanging out, and you're like, it's about time to go to sleep, and you're like, let's just hang out by the camp site and just have a couple beers.
This
This
is a 4.7%. So
Until the
it's-
state ranger comes around, and he's like, "What are you drinking?" I'm like, Mountain Dew. That's all it is. The
I
green
love
can.
Mountain Dew. I'll take one.
Yeah. Oh,
Friggin' love this sweet, sweet juice.
sweet mist. Put into a can.
No, this is just great, easy drinking in my opinion. I really like this a lot. I like session IPAs. They've been a trend amongst my friends lately that we've just been a consistent thing. Especially after that wedding, they had a bunch of session IPAs at that wedding, and then our friend, they had those all day IPAs,
All the
from
300
Founders,
beers you'll have.
and they couldn't return all of them, so they have I think they had almost 100 left that they couldn't return.
Holy
So
moly!
it's gonna take us
I'd just be
about a weekend.
I think it would just lemonade stand it. It'd just be out there like beer's $1.
$1 for a beer. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
People would sell it or buy it, whatever.
Yeah, do it in your front lawn. There you go.
All right, I found this article, and we need to talk about it for sure.
Okay.
Here we go. Are you ready for this goodness?
See the goodness.
Here we go. Okay. First off, I'm just going to ask you a hypothetical question. All right.
Okay.
Say you have kids. All right? And your kids are driving you nuts. They're just driving you insane. And you just, you're like, I need to go to the casino for a while.
Yeah.
I just need to blow off some steam.
Go to Kentucky Downs, play the slots.
How do you make sure your kids are taken care of while you go to the casino?
You usually get a babysitter, or you have your next door neighbor Randy come over and watch the kids, and you're like, Randy, remember, you don't throw them. They're not toys that you could just throw like last time.
Yeah.
They didn't like that. As long as you don't throw them, I will pay you. One throw, you get nothing, Randy.
One throw, Randy boy. Randy. Oh, hold on. Let me mute this because it's about to play some stupid ad. Here we go. All right. So in, where is this? In Phoenix, Arizona,
Okay.
a woman dropped off her son at a McDonald's.
Sick. That's a good babysitter.
Yeah.
Mickey D.
Took him to the
Good old
McD's. Took him to the McD's. Left him there for 2 hours.
Okay.
And went to go gamble at the local casino that was down the street.
Sick. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real nice. employees noticed that the kid looked a little disheveled, kind of dirty, and they were like, "Where's your mom?" He's like, "She had to go. She'll come back. She always comes back." That's what he said. So this is like a pattern for this lady.
Yes.
To go gamble some, and she looks like she's 97, but somehow is 34. Life choices? I don't know. Could be something in there.
Drugs are crazy.
Drugs are a weird thing.
She's a time traveler. That's the answer.
Yeah. What's funny is when they confronted her, like police came, the workers noticed, and they're like, "All right, let's."
Yeah, we got to do something about this.
This is what I like about it. Is
we can't have someone sitting in here for 2 hours and not buy a hamburger. What the fuck?
Well, what's great is they didn't even offer him a Happy Meal. They just gave him ice cream and those little shitty cookies. Like that's all they gave him to keep him.
No, I mean I'd be okay with that if I was a kid. I mean they should have given him a Happy Meal. Let's be real here, but ice cream and cookies, I'll take it. That's nice.
If you worked at McDonald's and you saw this kid that just was in there alone in the play place,
I would give him anything you wanted.
Yeah, like anything you double cheeseburger. I'll make you anything.
I will make you a special burger that no one's ever had before. You tell me what you want on it. I will put it on
the Casino Royale. That's what I'm making for you.
You want fries on your burger? I'll do the fries on the burger. You want ice cream on your burger?
Out the back.
I will give you a McFlurry McDouble.
McFlurry McDouble.
Okay.
Is what it is.
Yes.
So anyway, this lady gets caught.
She gets in trouble with the po-po-bees.
Yeah, she's being charged with like negligence and child endangerment and all this stuff.
Okay, not giving her kid a Happy Meal.
Right.
Stupid.
At least buy him a Happy Meal if you're gonna leave him.
Yeah, if you're gonna leave him there, take $3 out of the gambling money and give them to him so that he can, one, get a Happy Meal. Two, maybe he could gamble with other lost children at the McDonald's.
Started gambling.
Start his own underground McDonald's gambling ring.
Yeah.
You see Ronald in there. He's one of the pit bosses.
Walking around, his arms behind his back. Just like, this is nub nose. Like,
No phones in the casino.
Dude, yeah. I actually went to a casino in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
I could have been there a long time because of the strategy with roulette that I've told you about. And,
yeah.
And was making my money back, and then I just got so tired of it. I was like, you know what? 40 on black. Let's just start losing.
Let's just lose it all. I don't care anymore.
I'm ready to go home.
And then somehow I walked out with like $3,000. It was really weird.
I wish.
In a guy's hand. It got really crazy in there.
It was weird.
New Orleans is freaky.
All right, so if you were this lady, we're gonna play devil's advocate here and say that you are the gambler. Okay. And you're trying to pull this off, that you need to go spend a couple hours. You got to get out of there, and you're going to leave them at
McDonald's. You have nowhere to take your kid because you're,
Yeah, because you're a selfish asshole. Or whatever.
Yeah.
What would be your tactic to do that and maybe not get caught?
Okay.
I feel like it's a huge risk already to be like, I'm going to leave you at McDonald's for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I'm going to come back to you.
So first thing that popped in my head was maybe laser tag, but that might be a little expensive if you're just trying to, ditch the kiddo for an old little round of Blackie Jack. So, I don't know if that would work. You could drop them off at an arcade, maybe, but that might be expensive. You never know.
Yeah.
Drop them off at a place where a kid can do things, not just McDonald's. You can't do anything at McDonald's.
I would say, honestly, the place that you could really get away with it for a couple of hours and no one would know what was going on is definitely Chuck E. Cheese. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Because those workers do not...
They don't care. And
they're checking numbers, but that's all they care about.
You could just tell them, like, if you are a good boy and you play in the ball pit the whole time, don't cause any mischief, don't poop anywhere you're not supposed to poop.
Here's a card that has, like... Because they're on cards now. They don't need tokens anymore. Like,
yeah.
Here's a card with all... here's 2 hours, because you actually pay for the hour. Here's 2 hours of playtime.
Oh.
Get all the tickets you can. No one would ever question.
That's an interesting concept. Yeah, it's because it's kind of like, he's kind of at like a kid's version of a casino. That's what ticket arcades are. They're kids' casinos.
Yeah, we're just training kids to be gamblers.
Oh, shit. It's all been a lie this whole time.
You not notice how Dave & Buster's has a certain smell when you walk into it?
Yeah, this is a crazy cycle. Man.
Your mind is being blown right now. We've been trained from a young age to go to a casino.
We live in a dark, dark world. I need to chug this beer now.
We gotta get it down. But that's probably the only place. That or like one of those jump places, you know? But the problem with the jump place could break a bone, you know? And then
That's true. He's more likely to get hurt in a jump place.
Yeah, one of those like air extreme, like, hey, trampolines everywhere, but gets a concussion.
He goes to Chuck E. Cheese, he could probably sneak into most of the birthday parties and like act like he's just one of the kids. No one will know.
Yep, no one would know. Anywhere else?
Anywhere else that I would take drop a child off?
And you think you could get away with it for a couple hours?
Well, okay. Let's say this: they're out in Phoenix. Okay, there's a lot of desert out there.
Even in the desert.
Just throw your kids some camping gear. Just stay in the shade. Here's a jug of water.
Your kid's gonna die. Don't move. Here's some beef jerky and some trail mix.
All right, we're back. Our next beer is from Yazoo. We haven't done Yazoo since our first episode. I realized that, so that's why I picked this up. Yeah. And Yazoo is a fantastic local brewery here in Nashville, Tennessee. One of my first, I think I kind of started to follow their beers, like when I started getting into craft beers.
They're not the first like craft brewery, but they were definitely the one to start kind of uprising of craft beer around Nashville.
They did a great job. Them and Jackalope kind of have ruled the roost for a minute here.
Fat Bottom did a good job too of kickstarting their stuff. So. Yeah,
and then you have like Bearded Iris, who's been up and coming. Actually, found out they're UT grads. They're younger than me, and they're crushing it.
What are we doing?
We're doing a dumb podcast, just tasting their beers, reaping their rewards.
Yeah.
Anyways, Yazoo. What I meant was, for me, they were one of the first breweries I kind of started to follow. I had the Gerst. That was one of the first ambers I really got into a lot. I still love that beer, especially on a draft. It's kind of a go-to when there's not a lot else going on at the bar. And so, yeah, it was one of my first breweries I really kind of delved into, and they do some really interesting things at the brewery itself downtown year-round. If you kind of go in, sometimes you can catch some special brews that won't be available bottled. Anyway, so this is their summer seasonal. Their Gosa, technically. Mm-hmm. This bottle here says, and this is a 5% ABV. It says it's brewed with wheat and flavored with coriander and sea salt, with a portion kettle soured for a tangy finish. This refreshing beer is perfect for the South's long hot summers. So, if you want to go ahead with your, and I do love all their seasonals because they always have a dog somewhere featured in them, and they have this like really cool old school art, all like paintings, almost like. Kind of like watercolory looking paintings. Which is really
okay, so I don't want to rip into brewers or breweries or whatever breweries, but I will say, smell wise, this has the smell of burnt hair. I opened the bottle and I was like, I don't like that smell. I don't know what that is. And Mike was like, it gets better. Pour it in the glass. Pour it in the glass. I was like, this smells like
came out.
This smells like somebody lit my beard on fire. And I
was burning pubes.
I will say, if you pick this beer up, and you've listened to this podcast, don't let that deter you from trying it, because it tastes nothing like what it smells like. It's very lemon, very tart, very clean, very smooth on the backside of it. It's a good beer.
You say burnt hair, and it actually makes me more think of like that skunk. It's almost like a skunkiness to it.
Yeah.
If you think about like skunky beers, if you really think about it, that kind of is part of the odor. It is that sort of burnt hair odor. It's a weird way to. You've kind of ruined it now. Thanks for that. But no,
I was gonna make maybe a little bit more delicious. Comparison outside of burnt hair. Have you ever like?
You couldn't.
No. Okay. I just want you to think of like burnt gingerbread. Like there's this kind of like there's something to it that's
like burnt
not
popcorn
pleasant.
Too. There's like a few things that are very similar in that.
Yeah, it's not overly pleasant smell. It's not like the yeast and flour and full of aroma.
It smells like lemony and fresh.
Yeah,
it doesn't smell like that at all. Right.
It's kind of like you pour it and you smell it and you look at your friend silently. That's what it feels like.
There's some perplexing things happening with the aromas here. Mm-hmm. I will say I do actually enjoy this beer. I think last summer I tried this one, and I think I went through a 6-pack one night. I was like, "This is great." It's got a little hammered on this one. Yeah, on this beer. No, because it does taste really good. Like it's got a lot of lemon fruit forwardness. It's sour, but it's not too sour. It is pretty easy to drink. It's foggy in color. It's not golden.
I feel like most sours have they're using berries or they're using something to turn it purple.
Yeah, this one's just like citrus.
Yeah, it's just lemon. Citrus beer.
They said orange, like coriander and stuff. It's sometimes it's hard to taste the difference in like orange and lemon unless there's a lot of orange.
Yeah.
Or a lot of coriander. Like this one specifically for me, I get way more of a lemon feel out of this than I do an orange or a coriander.
Hold on.
Personally.
I mean, maybe that smell that I'm getting is coriander.
And like I said, it could be the whole kettle sour process too.
I don't go around smelling coriander, so I'm not really sure. Maybe I need to smell that more.
Yeah, maybe we need to just straight up see what straight up coriander.
Regular ass coriander. What does that smell like?
I have no clue. Anyways, no, like yes, if you smell it, there is like a skunkiness. He described it as burnt hair, and now I can't get that out of my mind, which kind of sucks. But
sorry.
That being said, I actually enjoy the flavor of the beer, and there is something about the flavor with the smell that doesn't turn you off to it. There's nothing about that. Like when you're drinking it and smelling it at the same time, does not turn you off.
I'm not mad at this
at all. No.
At all. The smell was off-putting, but the flavor of it is actually really good, and it's even so much so a lot of times you can taste the beer and then you kind of have that like backdraft of smell that goes through your nose like when you're really tasting it, and it's not that same smell that you get when you're sniffing it. So, anyway, it's pretty dang delish.
I like the sour.
Just don't like the smell.
Yeah, smells a little different. I mean, I had one at Yazoo once during a microbrew weekend, where it was all microbrews, and I was doing a taste testing. I did like 12 beers, and one literally smelled like feet. It was the weirdest. It was not a bad beer. I finished the sample just fine. Yeah. But the odor was not great. It happens sometimes. Sometimes some beers give off a weird pungent smell, but they still have good flavor. That does happen from time to time. So
yeah. All right. So moving on.
Yeah.
Here we go. I've got to go to training again.
Okay.
I'm in a lot of training.
Yeah.
All the time, and I want to explain to you something that happens to me, and I'm hoping you can give me some tips for how to learn a lot, because I'm not a good student. I'm just not.
Okay.
I pick up like little things.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, I'll maximize that because that's all I can do.
Okay.
I might have a disability. I'm not sure.
No, you're good.
Well, I do have ADD. I do know that.
Okay,
that's
so
probably why you're always like, I don't know what the fuck you're about to say, because my brain is just like, it's all over the damn place.
I mean, I have it too. You
know? But here's what tends to happen to me in trainings. Okay, they start out, the speaker's up there, and I'm like into it. I'm taking notes. I'm like, this is good.
Yeah,
I'm learning lots. Okay, and then like 10 minutes in, this is what happens.
Your brain goes.
No, this is exactly what happens. The people will be like, and then you're gonna start doing and nouns and no, and there's no words. Like my brain doesn't hear anything.
Turned off.
It just starts to turn into mush, and then I start doodling. Like I just like I'm gonna just draw funny pictures or write erotic novels. I don't know. I'm just gonna do something else other than what's in there. So. I don't know. You live in the corporate world. What's a good way to get over this hump?
Well, I can't help you there, honestly.
My brain is the same.
It's the same brain. I don't take notes. I just fake it till I make it most of the time.
I just can't. I can't stay in a topic. Like corporate world also uses a lot
even in college, I fucking hated. Like, if it was a class I was very interested in, it was easy to take notes. If I'm not super interested, really hard to take notes. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't personally have a technique for you, but maybe we can come up with something.
Maybe we can.
Let's brainstorm this and imagine some things. Okay. So when you're taking notes, you're using, you said you doodle, so you're handwriting your notes.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Have you... I would say, like, you could imagine them naked on the stage, and then maybe that's like a... But then that might be distracting. And then you start doodling penises and boobs and stuff, and that's weird. Yeah, and then the guy next to you, he looks over, and he looks at your piece of paper and thinks to himself,
and then HR comes in.
Why is this man drawing boobs and penises on this person up on the board here, in the front of the class? And then he's distracted. Now you distracted the guy next to you. So maybe that's not a good idea.
So, actually, funny you say that, because in high school, I got into big trouble a lot for the doodles that I would make, because I would just be so bored with the content that I would just draw random things. There was one time I drew like two wolves having sex or something in a subway. I don't know. It was like, let's just draw this. And then the bad part is I wanted to get a laugh out of the other kids around me, so I started showing them, and they all started like, like laughing. Do their nose. And the geography teacher's like, what is so funny? And like, nothing. I start to sweat, turn that like red, beet red, and like, oh shit, I'm in trouble now.
Maybe you could make a game out of it. You could make a drinking game out of it. You just have a little flask there, and then you're looking for specific. Now, yes, maybe you will get drunk, but you'll be paying attention. You'll be paying attention. You'll be hammered. You'll be puking on the lady next to you, but you'll be paying attention.
Start asking questions.
Yeah.
Hey,
you interrupt. What? Can you say that again? I drank. I think I drank for that. I don't think I was supposed to drink that. I don't think that's one of my rules.
Yeah. Right. One of the rules is every time you said synergy, I was going to drink one of
and
those.
then I don't know if you said synergy or menergy, which I think that's man energy with multiple men. I don't know what that means, but can you say it again? Just to make sure that I drank when I was supposed to, and if not, I'll skip the next one.
We'll just move on. It'll be fine. It'll be a good time. Good time. I actually knew someone once that worked in a call center for a long time, and this person got fired. But they had a bottle of vodka they kept in their desk. And they worked the late shift.
Nice.
Yeah, and so managers would go home, and it would be like the Wild West in the call center. And this dude would just bust out this bottle of vodka, and every time he got a call from someone, if they said a certain phrase, he'd just like drink it, and someone eventually turned him in.
Vodka? Why would you do vodka? Why wouldn't you make a mixed drink that people wouldn't be able to tell was the thing, and like an inconspicuous bottle?
Wild West, man. It just somebody turned him in like on the
world of sales.
It's bad. It's bad. There's some animals out there. My brain takes over, right? And everything they start to say is mush. Every other word is a word. Mm-hmm. But it's usually like not something that's important. It's like no, and it, like that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And so I have no idea what's going on. And then they'll ask me a question, especially if I'm sitting at the front, because I'll be looking at them like I'm engaged, and I have no idea what they've been saying for the last 15 minutes.
You fake deaf.
Yeah.
You fake deaf at that point.
I'm gonna hear you.
No, not full deaf, just partially deaf. Like I'm sorry, I have a little trouble hearing out of this one. Can you say that one more time? Let me turn my head to you. And can you say that one more time? Just wait. Actually, can you go back like 3 minutes ago and then say all that and then ask me the question? Because I totally it's really hard to hear, and I'm trying to act engaged, but it's really hard for me. I'm just trying to make this work.
This one side doesn't catch a lot. So
yeah, this one side doesn't catch everything, and only the other one does. So it's not really like in one side, out the other. It's more like in one side, and sometimes it tries to go to the other side, but that side doesn't really work. That's a weird
closed.
thing.
It's been closed a long time.
Yeah, it's been closed up. It's a shit ton of earwax. It's not like a thing I was born with. It's just that I need to clean it out, and I haven't in a while.
All right, have you ever had that happen though, that you've been called on to answer?
And, yeah.
And you're just like, what's your plan when that happens?
I always, I just go, I don't know.
You just admit defeat.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know. And then every once in a while in school, when that would happen, I would get asked a question like that. If the teacher was cool enough, I'd be like, you know what, man, I zoned the fuck out.
You just tell them.
Do you mind repeat that again? If it was like a class where I got in trouble a lot or something, I'd just say, beats me. I don't know. And they're like, just try. Like, well, ask it again. Give me one more. Ask it one more time so I can process it. Like, I would try to beat around the bush to make them say it one more time,
You ever given them the whole, can I have a second to think about it? And then they give you some time, and you just kind of sit there really prolonged?
Yeah, totally, yeah. It's like, Michael, what do you think the answer is? Ooh, I think I got it. 1 second. I start working on my paper. Do a little paperwork. 43? This is English. What the fuck are you doing?
What are you talking about? I would like to be able to just hold on to it for like minutes, like 5 minutes.
Yeah, see how long until they move on.
Yeah, until they're just like, else. Oh, okay. Anyone else know the answer?
That'd be a fun game to play.
Yeah, I might do that.
If you zone out and they call on you, you immediately pull out a timer on your phone and you hit time and then you stall.
Yeah.
And see how long it goes. And for every 30 seconds, you take a drink.
Okay, here's another thing with training. Does role-playing actually work?
No. It makes everyone feel awkward, and everyone hates it, and it's the worst ever, and sometimes I wish I would die when that happens.
Like, all right, you're a sales manager.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I want you to be the customer, and you be the sales rep, and then let's role play a little bit.
Y'all come up to the front of the class and do this in front of everyone that you've never met before.
Anytime that happens, I throw on like a thick country accent, and I just say dumb stuff until the person that is the other, that's supposed to be like the normal human.
Yeah. Normal human.
Until they give up. That's usually what I try to do.
Okay.
Like, what are your prices if it was like a Thursday afternoon and I was naked?
Like, sir, what does naked have to do with the prices?
It has everything to do with the prices.
I'm feeling good. I'm up. I'm naked. Yeah. All right.
Because like maybe your prices give me a half chub.
Halfies.
You can get me to a full chub. I'm buying in. I'll tell you that.
Like, can you breathe into the phone a little? Just a little.
Sir, I can't hear your breath. I need to hear that breath. I want to hear it so much I almost can smell it. We're back.
We're back. We're really excited about this next beer. I'm just gonna be.
If you don't start talking like a human being.
All right, we are back with our third beer of the evening because this is a nighttime episode. Woo! Cigar City Brewing has brought us their Guayabera Citra Pale Ale, which we are very excited to try. This is from the brewer's notes on the can. It says, our brewers feel the same reverence and appreciation for the traditional Latin Guayabera shirt that we do for the Citra hop varietal, a hop that imparts notes of tangerine, lime, and berries to this American pale ale. Nice. If you've not had Cigar City Brewing before, they make a lot of delicious beers. One of my favorites is a key lime beer that they make, which is so good.
Oh, they have a brown ale that's really good.
This pale ale...
they're out of Tampa, yeah.
Good old Tampa.
Tampa, Florida.
The dick of America, Florida is.
Hey, we're going to talk about your beer and trash your whole state.
No, it's just pissing on Cuba, man. It's fine.
It looks like.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, you could be anything.
Squidward's nose.
Sorry, Florida. I love you. I've had to spend a lot of time
there recently, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to go there tomorrow.
Disney World's there. Can't ever forget that.
No, can't forget where the Disney World is. Yeah. Anyway, mentioned it again. The 40th
It has to happen at least once per episode.
It's a tradition at this point, I think.
If we don't mention it, we've failed.
Maybe we'll get paid at some point. Maybe they'll be like, hey.
No, Disney probably hates us. It's fine. Let's go.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so this is a very hazy pale ale. It is a delicious amber-ish color. It's not super golden.
It's kind of like an in-between. It's an orange. It's very orange, yes.
Yeah, very orangey.
Orange, very hazy. You can't see through this thing at all.
I can't see my fingers. I'm holding the glass and I can't see my fingers on the other side.
Yep. Which I kind of like sometimes. There's some full flavor in beers like that. A lot of flavor.
Oh, yeah. Unlike the first session IPA, this one is full of all kinds of stuff.
It's only a 5 point. It's not that much heavier in the ABV, It's only at 5.5%, but it only has 50 IBUs. It's not crazy strong hops wise, but the flavor is super strong and really, really good.
Heavy on the citrus.
Yes,
Heavy.
it is.
Big time. Very good.
Citra Pale Ale.
Yep, that's it. Give me some. This is the wings I'm going with on this one. It's going to be some like sriracha honey wings.
Ooh.
With these.
That would be really good.
Yeah, sriracha honey and lime. I think those three together, put that on some wings.
I love those like smoked
Done.
Alabama white sauce wings.
I can't get behind the white sauce.
It's
mayonnaise and
it's a
vinegar.
vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
If a place does it poorly, it's definitely not good. Martin's Barbecue does it, and it's really good.
Okay.
It's super freaking good.
Yeah, they got the whole.
There's definitely some places that you need to go to try it. Not everybody does it well, but the places that do, it's killer. It's like a bitterness to it. It's really yummy. I could definitely crush some of those with this bad boy.
Try it out.
All right. I really like this. It's actually a lot smoother than it looks like it would be. It looks like it would not be a very smooth beer. It kind of has a heavy body, but it's very smooth. It's a great blend of citrus and hops. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about it because it's pretty solid.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can add to this thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very simple, which I like.
Yeah,
as far as flavor, like it's full flavored, a lot of citrus, a lot of hop.
All right, so I sent you a video. Did you watch the video?
Just now?
No, I sent you a video the other day. I think you said you might not have been in a good state of mind when I was like, this is some content right here.
Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, was this the Little League? Oh, this is the Little League. Okay, yeah, I saw this.
Huge fight broke out, made national news on a Little League baseball team, and it gets rough. So in the video, this dude comes in and starts throwing haymakers. All right.
Yeah.
Coaches get into an all-out brawl. Parents get on the field. They're fighting. I saw someone throw knees.
Yeah.
Like grab a guy behind the head, start throwing knees into a face.
Yeah. And then that guy came up and he threw that crazy sucker punch that like hospitalized the dude.
Oh, did that? I don't even know if I remember that part. Is that
that's like at
it
the
was
very
so much
end.
chaos.
That's when it kind of stops. Is like a dude comes up, sucker punches the dude in the top, like in the back of his head, like top back of his head, and the dude collapses and it stops. He hospitalizes him. There's like a manhunt for that fucker.
Really?
Yeah. I think
Holy
by now
moly.
they had to have found out where he is. But yeah, he fucking threw a haymaker and hospitalized the dude, and he's the one getting charged.
Good googly moogly.
Yeah. So
Ned Flanders
baseball,
on
kids'
that.
baseball is fun. It's so much fun. It's not it's no stress. It's fun fights sometimes. It's basically, here's my thing. Little League baseball is just an entryway into Fight Club.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I coached Brooks' baseball team several times. I'm done doing that. I don't want to do that anymore because parents suck.
Yeah.
I mean, legit parents make coaching shit.
Oh, God, I would fight a fucking parent in a heartbeat. It wouldn't even be a question. I'd go out and fight some kid's parents. Say, hey, man, your dad sucks, kid. And I'm about to teach him a lesson. And you're going to learn a lesson from this, too.
Well,
Don't
here's the other
suck.
problem with this. I know last week we kind of talked about, like, kids getting on your nerves at Disney World and, like, the amount of money you spend and whatever.
Yeah.
So some of these coaches are legitimately paid for tournaments. Like, they are paid. They might work at a sports facility, and they're paid to be a coach for a travel baseball team.
Damn.
So when they're out there and, like, some, umpire makes a shitty call towards the other team, like, they legit, it's personal at that point.
What's weird, though, is you don't see this shit happening in the Little League World Series. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see it happening
Those dudes are the
there.
boss, man. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, you don't. But that's what I'm saying. You don't see this happening with those teams. You see this happening on weird, random games.
Yeah.
It was a 7-year-old's baseball game, and the umpire was 13. They were mad at the ump from making bad calls. He was 13 years old. That's how the fight broke out.
Yep.
It's madness. Like, why the fuck do you care so much?
Okay, I actually have witnessed a couple of live things.
Yes.
All right. One was not a kid's game. It was church league softball. Okay, and there's
Sick.
Yeah, 666.
Turn the other cheek, motherfucker.
Yeah. No, okay, so legit, this is... There's a comedian, I don't know the guy's name, but the song goes, Church League softball fist fight, getting washed in the blood on a Tuesday night. Like, that's That's his chorus. It's
fantastic. I want to hear that right now.
Yeah, if anybody knows that song, I heard it a long time ago, but it cracked me up. But I show up to a game, and the team before us is still playing. Like, they're not done yet. We're there for warm-ups. Like, we're there just warming up, getting ready for our game because it's like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I guess tensions were high. Real high. I don't know what had happened because I just showed up, and this guy like gets to second base, and an argument breaks out, and the center fielder, center fielder comes in and spears the runner on second base.
What?
Yeah, and they start throwing haymakers left and right.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
And then they anyway, yeah. So he starts throwing haymakers left and right, and a little brawl breaks out. Umpire separates them, throws him out, and I'm just like, what is that important that you need to like go spear a guy? All right, if you were a coach on a team, who's the first person you're going to fight in the, if tensions are high, you're just like, okay, I've had enough.
How old
it's time
is the
to
team?
fight. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, this is
my
kindergarten, 5-year-olds. Okay.
Okay, good. I'm punching the pitcher. Whose kid is this?
You make a big scene.
Yeah.
You got him by his shirt, and he's just like, oh.
Oh, Michael, is this your kid? Hey, watch this.
My first person I'm punching, I'm leaving the stadium. I'm going to the parent that's on the fence in the right field area that keeps yelling at his kid, and I'm punching that guy in his mouth. Right in his damn mouth.
You wind up a punch, and it's a super long running punch, and it takes you forever to get to him. By the time you get to him, you're kind of winded.
Yeah.
So you're just running with your fist up for a solid minute.
Yeah. Got him.
Fuck you,
I had this one guy, for real, he was so critical of his kid. Like, his kid would get out on the field and start being super critical of the other kids. Like, it's your fault we're losing. Like, oh, man, it was terrible. Yeah. So terrible.
That sucks.
So I get it. I get kind of why those fights break out, but it's super embarrassing. The second time that this happened, okay, I did have somewhere I was going with this. And before we got onto, assassinating somebody.
Running someone over my car.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I was watching a kid's game, some family friends, kids playing basketball, and the wife of a coach and a parent from the other team start to get into a physical altercation in the middle of a basketball court in the middle of a game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you telling about this.
She's trying to, knee this guy in the balls, and he's, yelling at the coach, control your bitch, man. I'm like, dude, you're making everything worse. And all the kids are screaming and crying. It was pure chaos. I've never seen something outside of the video that I share with you that we probably should just post or something. Like, hey, here's the video of these people being freaking maniacs about kids' sports. I just don't get it. I don't get having composure and be like, it's a game. Understand. The only people I've ever wanted to really punch are not coaches, but umpires.
Yeah.
Umpires that don't, adult men. They're like, I know the rules better than you. How do you know? You're getting paid. I'm a volunteer.
I think the reason the fights break out is people are sad. They're so sad. They're like, I was a failure. My child, he will be super great. And then he will come from my seed. And then he's not great, but I can't take it on him because then I'll get arrested for leaving him at a McDonald's.
Yeah, go gamble.
And then I'll be gambling. I'm going to fight this dad over here. Hey, you? I don't know whose kid you are. You a dad? Good, we're fighting right now because I'm sad inside. I'm going to punch you till all the sadness is gone.
Baseball Fight Club did it.
Yeah. Yeah, first rule about Baseball Fight Club is punch the first dad you see.
That's it.
There it is.
Our final beer of the day is from Grand Teton Brewing out of Victor, Idaho. We are reviewing their Teton Range IPA. It is a 6.5 ABV, and I'm going to go ahead and say that either they're very young or they're not super hip to websites, because when I tried to go find information about this. It was actually really difficult. I Googled it a couple times, and even when I hit Our Beers, grandtetonbrewing.com/ourbeers, it just brought me up to a page of all their social media, which is kind of okay, but it didn't really help me find this certain IPA. So I'm having to rely on beerandbrewing.com to give me some notes about the beer to understand it. And if you listen to the episode where I was absent and being a complete lazy ass, a little bit closer, complete lazy ass, Chris, the resident roommate and step beer brother, he, mentioned how much or how beneficial it is.
How helpful it was.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know anything about beer flavors and
exactly
tasting.
For them to kind of give some notes on the can and just whatever. So this beer doesn't have any notes on the can. The website is not helpful. Yeah, it's very just nothing on there. So I'm having to rely on a third-party website and just piece it together, which is fine. It's okay. But for those new beer drinkers that are maybe getting into IPA world,
okay,
this is someone who is getting this out of state. We don't have any. I've never heard of Grand Teton. I didn't even know these were mountains. You knew they were mountains. I'm like, all right, Grand Tetons, cool. But I've never heard of this, and so to get the beer, I'm super excited to try it because it's something I've never had. Yeah. But I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about the mountains. I don't know anything about.
So I recant my statement then. So if they weren't able to have distribution all the way out here, and this was brought from Idaho, that's pretty cool. Hopefully they'll have some social. Obviously they have social media. We'll tag them. Mm-hmm. They might hear this.
They might.
Grand Teton, if you listen to this portion, just want to say, please put descriptions, like brewer descriptions, on your website about the beer. It's insanely helpful for people who don't know what they're tasting. We're not professionals about this. We've said that before. We're getting a little better at it, but just as far as
still not professional.
But we still need those notes because they help us look for what to taste. You know what I mean? So if you're listening and you're a young brewery, I get it, but please start to put some sort of information and description. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can just say, "Here's the fruits. Here's the hops types." Like
here's what inspired us. I like knowing that. Like what made you think to name it this or where'd it come from?
Exactly.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just a little
anything. So
side of the can, put a little guy.
So we'll do our best here to try to make this for anybody who happens to be out there at some point in time or you run across this beer in your travels. We'll do our best so that this was a podcast beer.
It's good.
This is what the notes were.
I'll go ahead and tell you right now.
It is a good beer. There's nothing against the beer at all. It actually is really good.
Mm-hmm. So this is what beerandbrewing.com says. They have a little section that says what the brewers say. Pungent aromas of mango and papaya, hints of pine, hard candy, and citrus rind are prominent. The flavor is juicy with some pine in the background.
Hard candy?
Yeah, I'm like, what hard candies? We're talking about Withers?
Wait, okay, is this like Beer Advocate?
Beerandbrewing.com.
Okay.
Pungent aromas of mango and papaya, hints of pine, hard candy, and citrus rind are prominent. I told you before we got into this, is that you taste like kind of an orange and a vanilla. Like there's something that was like a little calm on the backside that was kind of sweet that made me feel like it honestly made me feel like a dreamsicle. You know?
Okay, let me take another taste thinking of that though.
Yeah.
A little bit. I get where you're coming from on it. I definitely taste the...
It's subtle, man. Like, it's like... It's so small, I said, pay attention. Like, this is like a... Yeah. It's got a lot of flavor. It does have a lot of things they talk about.
It's like a hazy yellow, too. Yeah. It's lighter than the last beer we had in color, but it's just as hazy. Like, you can't really see your fingers through it. You can maybe see the shadow of your fingers. That's about it.
There's a mellowness to it.
Yeah.
That is not... usually found.
It's a really good beer. I actually really enjoy it. I wish they did have some of like their brewer notes on it because I would love to kind of know from their perspective what I actually am tasting. Now, some of these brewing websites, they do a good job because these people are professionals a lot of times. They know what they're looking for in those flavors. They can find that. They have the palate. We don't have the palate.
We'll give a shout out to beerandbrewing.com. They're come with their notes on aroma, flavor. It says a whole fruit salad of aroma, big orange, pine up front with some pineapple, apricot, peach beneath. Some grapefruit and lemon. I don't get some of the strawberry and blueberry. Don't really.
That's a lot. I get the grapefruit. I get the lemon. Those are the
Brady
main two I'm
Maltness,
getting.
Get that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about I don't smell any blueberry or strawberry. You guys are. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. No. Hey, shout out to your website, but fuck you. No. No. Yeah, that's a lot to say. I do understand their description of like a fruit salad aroma. There's a lot of fruit and hop. I kind of get that. I don't taste any of that though. I'm more getting grapefruit, lemon, maybe like coriander.
I got orange. I
got
like
an orange.
I got the hard candy. Definitely the pine notes.
I don't understand what hard candy
IPA.
unless they just mean like a sweetness to it. I don't understand
I guess so. The vanilla.
That might be where that might be where that's coming from.
So I don't know.
Anyways, it's an interesting one. I actually really like this beer. It is really good. We're trying to do our best with this one since we don't have brewer's notes because we kind of want to advertise for the brewer what their thing is.
Hell yeah.
From their voice. But no, it is a really good beer, and it's a little disappointing when a good beer doesn't have a good description. That's how I feel about it anyways. But it is a 6.5% ABV. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really good beer, though.
Shout out to Uncle Jesse and Christy for bringing this to me.
Yeah. And then shout out to Carrie for getting us our white Beer Brothers lettering on our glasses that we can have darker beers show up with our logo.
Yep.
This is mostly a temporary logo, but it's fine. We're fine with it.
I like it.
I'm digging it more often as time goes on. At first, I was like, "This is bullshit. I made this shit logo."
I made it in
but
Microsoft
over time, I'm
Word.
liking it more and more. You know.
All right.
I wanted to make a creepy logo originally, but
yeah. If y'all had seen the first logos we drafted, y'all had been like, this fits the show.
Mine was like, yeah, I'm not watching this. I'm not listening. I'm not watching. I'm not doing anything. Nothing. I'm not tasting. Nothing. Smelling. All the senses. I'm closing them off to this idiot podcast. Okay, so this last segment, we were kind of going to go into something, but
we're going to change.
I think we're running out of time.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to just tell a quick little silly story.
Okay, go.
Because there's a lesson to be learned here.
We all have lessons.
Yes.
To be learned.
So after the last podcast that we recorded, I myself was a little inebriated. I had left work early that day. I was not feeling it. I actually needed to get my car checked out. Left work, came home, got home a little early, ate some food, had a beer, and then about an hour later, you came over. After the last episode, I drank 4 full boys, and then my roommate, he was off the next day, and we had a rematch with Mario Party that we needed to make happen on the Switch.
There it is.
And so I had another beer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little inebriated when I went to bed, and I was laying in bed and checking my phone, email. It's Indeed.com, and there was some like job postings on Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
For like a video production stuff, which is like my thing. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. At the time, I saw that it was like something label group. I didn't really know what that meant. I just was like, cool, they need a video producing thing. It'll pay okay. I'm going to apply to this.
Yeah.
So I put in my application and asked 2 questions. It says, like, when is your availability? And
what did you put?
I put just like most
Tomorrow.
days, like daytime, like pretty much any time between 9 and 6.
Drunk you said 1:07 a.m.
Yeah. Anytime, baby. Said anytime, baby. You call me day or night, I will answer your booty call. So I basically said pretty much anytime you can call me during the day. That's fine. And then I mentioned. Oh, it asked me if I want to do a cover letter. I was like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm too drunk for that. I'm not typing up a cover letter right now. I'm just going to get this application done because I don't care. So, last question was, what about your previous jobs basically gives you some sort of experience for this job?
Yeah.
And I said, my 10 plus years of video production and editing make me perfect for this job, period. And I sent it. Which was ballsy as fuck.
Yeah.
3 days later, I was at work and I got a call. And it was a random number. And I was like, what the hell is this? So, I
answered.
And I did not answer because I was
didn't?
working. I didn't realize the call had come in and I get a lot of spam that I have to like filter out. My numbers are in spam systems. It's not fun. Anyways, So
it's got a lot of debts.
Yeah, got a lot of weird debts. A lot of student debt. No.
Black market kidney transfer debts.
There is a thing. There's an article that talks about how by 2020, 50% of phone calls that you receive will be spam. So I don't answer most of them. I let them go to voicemail. And if they don't leave me a voicemail, I know it was shit. And if they leave me a shit voicemail, then I super know it was shit. Anyways, leave me a voicemail. It's the job. And they're like, hey, can you come in for an interview today around 3 or 4? And they're calling me at like 10:30 in the morning. So there's like, yeah, you got 5 hours to prep and come in for this interview if you don't have a normal job. Mm-hmm. So I call him back, and the gentleman was very nice, but he's pretty laid back. I thought maybe he was like really young, I don't know, intern or something for HR. And he was like, hey, can you come in today between 3 and 4? I'm like, no, I cannot. I work a normal, 9 to 5. He's like, well, we can say after if we need to. We understand people work a normal 9 to 5. When do you get off? I was like, I get off at 5:30, but honestly, it might be a little better if we can do a reschedule for next week. If that's okay with you. Like, I could maybe make today work, but if it's okay, I would love to do a reschedule.
First, you told him, I got some shit going on after work. I can't make it.
No, I didn't tell him that. I didn't say anything stupid like that. I just said that, like, I was like, I can maybe make today work, but I would like to do differently. Partially because I wasn't prepared at all. I had no clue who was even calling me, to be honest. I don't remember filling out the application. All I remember was the stupid thing that I said. So
I could do this job.
Anyways, I go back to my desk after this phone. He's like, yeah, sure, I can text you or can call you, or call or text? What would you prefer? I was like, text is great because it's hard for me to get to my phone at work, No. He's like, okay, cool, I can text you some times. So I get back to my desk. I look up the company known as Big Machine Label Group.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know who that was.
It's actually Toby Keith's label, that he owns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
has Taylor Swift on it.
On that label, it's got Taylor Swift and Thomas Rhett and a bunch of other huge fucking people on it. A lot of big peeps. And I saw this, and I panicked immediately. Because I thought, what have I done? I should have left work immediately, gone home, changed, and gone to this fucking interview.
Trying to figure it out, yeah.
So about 30 minutes pass. I'm in panic mode. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll call back. I call back. No answer. Leave a voicemail. Hey, I think I can make... I was talking to some people at work. I think I can actually probably get out of here a little early, make that 3 to 4:30 interview work. Mm-hmm. If that doesn't work, I can still do that after work. Just let me know if that's okay with you guys, if that slot is still open. Look forward to hearing from you. Didn't hear anything for a minute, and I started to panic. I called you, obviously. I was like, I don't know what to fucking do with this stuff. This is a weird situation that I've never been in before. Because I applied for a really good job that would open a ton of doors, and then I got an interview and didn't realize it was them. So then I looked the guy up. He was actually like the director of creative content.
Not some intern.
Yeah, he was like number 2 in the pipeline of people that would be my boss. He was like right under the main boy.
Super interested.
Yeah. So then I started to super panic, and then my day was shit, and I was super nervous. And I was like, I want this job so bad. There's no way I get this job because they're gonna realize, why did we call this idiot? Like, this dude would not be great for this. We're gonna ghost him. So I thought I was gonna get ghosted. I texted him per your advice, and they texted back. Eventually, at the end of the day, they texted me back.
Ugh,
15 minutes before I got off work.
Made you sweat.
Made me sweat. And he was like, hey, we actually are done with interviews for the day, but I will text you soon about interviews for next week. Obviously, they weren't going to do that today. Like that day, that was Friday. So they'll probably, hopefully, they'll do it tomorrow. If they don't do it tomorrow, they're going to ghost me, and I'll just accept that.
No,
fate.
Here's what's going to happen. Tomorrow, okay, if you don't hear from them at 3 o'clock, you need to text them, hey, really excited to talk to you this week. What's your schedule look like?
Yep. And so,
go ahead and just jump in that shit.
I basically said back, perfect. Thanks for letting me know. Can't wait to set something up.
There you go.
That's what I texted back. No, I mean, I crushed the text. They were great. They weren't intrusive. I even said, like, sorry for bothering you, not trying to be, like, overbearing in the situation. Yeah, it's like, I just, regardless.
Like,
figured out
weird ex-girlfriend style.
So, moral of the story is, apply for all jobs drunk from now on. You will get good interviews.
Do you think, like, maybe having kind of that, like, there
was a cockiness about my
you're
fucking...
just like, I don't care.
Yeah. Fortunately, I actually updated my resume the next morning because they can see your live resume on that website.
Yeah.
And I was like, I realized that, like, my most updated resume is not, like, some of those things aren't listed on here, so I went in and do that in the very next morning before they ever saw it. So I think they actually saw my most recent version, which was good. That might have helped because I have a lot of stuff. I have this on there that I edit this podcast once a week. Uh-oh. I can listen. I don't care. This is a good story. Maybe they'll like it. But I mean, I want the fucking job.
Well, I mean,
they're not gonna listen to this.
Micah is super qualified, guys. He really loves to video edit.
I love to video edit. I like to edit videos of like vaginas and penises and sometimes sweet puppies if I'm getting tired of penises and vaginas. Sometimes you guys see something normal for once,
It's like mostly penises and vaginas of sweet puppies. Yes, it's fine.
It's mostly penises and vaginas, and every once in a while I dabble in puppies. But I'm pretty good at it. What's your favorite beer of the day?
Oh, God.
It's so hot in here. My roommate is probably I have to turn the air off every time we do this. It's like 76 degrees in here, and it's way hotter upstairs. My roommate is probably sweating his balls off right now. Crying.
Chris,
he's like laying next to the air vent. Please turn it on. When's the next break? When are they going to break and turn the air back on?
Favorite beer of the day that can mimic the heat of this room is from Tampa, which is the Cigar City.
Yeah,
the Guayabera.
I'm in the same boat.
Citra.
That beer was really good.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
Yep.
That's my beer of the week. Appreciate all the other companies that, do their thing.
Yep.
We had Yazoo, we had Terrapin, we had Grand Teton, and obviously we have Cigar City as our kind of beer of the week. So we will
hold on. Wait, actually, if you've made it this far in the podcast, we're gonna do something special next week. If you follow us and you're on Instagram, yeah, we're gonna do a little hot dog eating contest for 4th of July. So please tune in to
and
Instagram.
You'll get to listen to me gobble on some dogs live.
Gobble on some wieners.
Yeah, you're gonna listen to me like choke on wieners live. That's what next week is.
And this will be at the end of the podcast or near the end of the podcast when we've already had a couple beers. So either
listen to the whole thing or fast forward if you don't like anything else we do. You just want to hear us gobble on wieners.
All right. This has been the Beer Brothers. I'm Cody.
I'm Micah.
Deuces.
Good night.